Welcome to Club Adam. I'm your host, Adam C. And on today's episode, we've got Soulful Reflections. Soulful Reflections is an episode where I spend some time reminiscing and explaining and sharing with you a memory from my past. Something that has touched me in one way or another and has made an impact on my life. And it's something that I think telling the story and having you hear will make an impact on yours as well. So today we're going to talk about a beautiful waterfall in the Philippines called Pagsanjan Falls. Pagsanjan Falls, it's also known as the Cavite Falls or the Magdapio Falls. It's one of the most famous waterfalls in all of the Philippines. It's located in the province of Laguna on the island of Luzon, it's about 60 miles southeast of Manila. These falls are primarily reached from an exciting boat ride that is called Shooting the Rapids. And I'll explain why here in a moment. You depart from near the town of Pagsanjan, where skilled boatmen navigate long canoes upstream through the narrow Pagsanjan Gorge, passing huge boulders, rocks, and small waterfalls. I need to take a moment to explain how amazing the experience is of going upriver, passing 14 rapids to get to the main falls. As you get into the canoe, there'll be 2 or sometimes 3 passengers to a canoe. You'll have 2 boatmen, one boatman on the front and one on the rear. And these boatmen are amazing. They are strong. They are skilled. They're incredible at their job. They paddle you up towards the rapid, and as you approach the rapid, they will literally leap from the boat, keeping their hands on the boat, and push off the rocks with their legs, tugging and pulling and pushing the canoe up the rapids. They work together in tandem until they maneuver the boat over the rocks, through the water, and up into the next calm part of the river, where they again will paddle until they get to the next rapid. They approach that next rapid. The same sequence occurs where they leap from the boat, pushing off of the rocks, jumping from one rock to another, always holding on to the boat and pushing and pulling and tugging that boat up over the rocks and up over the rapids until you finally reach the top of the rapids at a natural pool below the main falls. It's an incredible experience to go up the river, up the rapids. When you get up to this natural pool, you can take an optional bamboo raft ride right up through the cascading water and into the Devil's Cave behind the falls. It's a really cool experience, and yes, you do get wet. Now, you would think that's the exciting part. And it is really exciting, but the real excitement, the real thrill, that begins when it's time to return downstream. Because again, you have to go through 14 rapids as the boatmen maneuver through the gorge. Once again, as you get to these rapids, you're depending on the boatmen to maneuver the boat so you do not crash into the rocks. And they will leap from rock to rock, pushing the boat just at the right moment to veer off out of the way of crashing into rocks as the boat moves swiftly down the rapids and down the river. At the same time, you have boatmen and passengers in other boats coming up the river. And the boatmen have a way to signal each other. they will do a call, a whoop, whoop, and they will call down as they're coming down the river to notify the boatmen who are coming up. And if the boatmen who are coming up the river are on the rapid at the time they hear the whoop, whoop call, those boatmen will quickly jump out of the boat and lift the boat to the side, letting the boat that's coming downstream swiftly pass right past them. It is really thrilling and amazing. So I want to tell you about the experience that I had at Pagsanjan Falls. Many years ago, I was serving a mission for my church, and we were in the area of Pagsanjan Falls with some leadership from our mission. And they asked us to accompany them on a journey up Pagsanjan Falls. And so here we had myself and the other missionary that was with me, which we called my companion. So me and my companion were in one boat. And we had the leader of our mission, known as the president of our mission, and his wife in another boat. And then yet another leader who was an area president, who was a leader of many missions in the area of the Philippines, and his wife were in another boat. So there were 3 of us, boats, going up the river, all 6 people and our boatmen. We made the trip up the river, and it was exciting. There were several times when we would hear the call, whoop, whoop, and our boatmen would jump out of the boat and quickly lift our boat to the side while another boat would rush past us. A few times I was nervous. I thought, oh no, this is it. We're going to crash. But sure enough, these boatmen are so skilled that they saved us each time from impending disaster. We had a beautiful time up at the waterfall, and a few of us took the bamboo raft ride right underneath the waterfall, the cascading water falling on our heads as we entered the Devil's Cave behind the falls, this beautiful big cave. We had brought a picnic lunch that we enjoyed at the top of the falls. And after about 45 minutes of rest and enjoying the waterfall, it was time for our trip back down river. As we got into our canoes, I was a little bit nervous. This was going to be a thrill, but boy, what was going to happen? We did have life jackets on us, which was a good thing, but they were kind of flimsy, and they just went around our necks. So, as we got into the canoe and we started our way downstream, we were going very fast. And I remember our boatman making the call, whoop, whoop, notifying the boatmen who were coming upstream to get out of the way. On one of these rapids, I don't remember which one, but one particular rapid, our boatman gave the call, and the boatmen coming upstream were slow, and they were, I don't know if they were stuck or if they were having trouble, but they weren't able to get out of the way in time. Our boatmen, they were thinking very quickly, and they knew they were not going to crash into that boat that was coming up. And so they maneuvered our boat to crash straight into one of the boulders in the river. The front of our boat hit the boulder and pushed the front of the boat up towards the top of the boulder, and the rear of the boat, where I was sitting, quickly began to take on water. We hit with a strong force, but it wasn't too strong that it jolted us off of the boat. We were still firm in the boat, but within a few seconds, I was in the water up to maybe my waist. And then I heard whoop, whoop, and I knew there was another boat coming downstream. I looked behind me, and it was the boat carrying the area president and his wife, and they were coming quickly, so fast that I barely had time to turn around my head and look forward when wham, their boat hit me right in the back, sending me flying through the air and into the water. The impact knocked the wind out of me instantly. If you've ever had the wind knocked out of you from the back, it hurts. It is not fun. And I went underwater. Despite having that little life jacket, I was underwater. I don't remember a lot other than feeling that I came out of the water very easily. And I was standing just in the water near the shore on the other side of the river. It all happened so quickly. And I remember looking over towards the center of the river, seeing the boat where I was just a moment ago, and wondering, wow, did I really get flown all the way over here from that hit? As the air returned to my lungs and as I got my composure, I looked and saw the face of the area president, and it was white as his shirt. It's like he saw a ghost, and he looked shocked, and he looked at me, and a big face of relief came across his face and a big smile. I started to make my way back towards the canoe. I had to swim a little bit. A lot of the other boatmen had paused their activities, either coming up or down, knowing that there was an accident and a little bit of commotion going on in our part of the river. We got back into our boat. The boatmen had turned the boat over and gotten all the water out. And we got back in the boat, and we made our way back down to the bottom of the river. Everybody was looking at me when we got down to the bottom of the river, checking to see if I was okay. I was hurting, and I had bruises, not immediately, but in the next few days, I turned pretty purple all around my back and chest. I took quite a hit. I talked to the area president and asked him what he experienced. And he looked at me and he said, "I knew you would be okay. When I saw those two angels lift you out of the water, I knew you'd be okay." It was quite the moment and very exciting. Despite the hard hit and the pain and the discomfort, it was a thrilling experience. Going up that river and coming back down, that was the time of my life. And to have that small experience of being saved by an angel, it's pretty exciting. So that's my soulful reflection for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found my story interesting to you and you can relate in your life. So until next time on Club Adam, have a good one.